What's going on, guys? It's everybody's favorite YouTuber, your biological father. Your mother has been keeping you away from me ever since we separated. I miss you a lot. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're eating your veggies. Hope you're doing what your mother's telling you. And make sure you're in bed by 8. I love you. So in recent years, Imagine Dragons has become kind of this meme as being the worst band in the history of forever. Yes, that even includes Nickelback. But is the hate deserved? Is the band from Dan, the man, I'm not ashamed to be a Mormon Reynolds, really deserving of all the hate? Well, I figured the best way to dive into this topic is to go through each single that Imagine Dragons has released and give my personal thoughts on them. I chose singles because these are the songs most people have been exposed to that made everyone think, wow, Imagine Dragons is actually worse than cancer. We got a lot of music to look at and not a lot of time, so let's not dilly-dally and let's get right into the music. Disclaimer, these are my opinions, so if you disagree, well then that's okay. You can have your own opinions, it's fine. We can think differently, it's cool. But just know that you're wrong. Time to begin, isn't it? Okay guys, don't try to stop me. I'm gonna do something real bold here. I'm gonna say something positive about Imagine Dragons. I actually think Night Visions is a solid indie alternative rock album. It's Time is the song that most people heard first from Imagine Dragons. I honestly think it sounds like a pretty unique song. I can't really think of many songs that sound like it. Something their other songs severely lack. It honestly sounds like something that you hear at a Renaissance festival. The song really has such a happy-go-lucky vibe to it. I can't be mad at it. Its lyrics are about being yourself and not giving up. A vanilla topic, sure, but man, Dan's vocals really just sell it in this song. It's a fun, feel-good song that I still throw on to this day. I wipe my brow and I sweat my rust. I hate this song. Yeah, it's so overplayed. I heard it non-stop on the radio. I try not to let overplay affect my opinion of a song, but it was pretty easy to get sick of this song back in 2012. With all that aside, it's actually a pretty solid song. Its booming and apocalyptic tone is helped by the really loud instrumentals and Dan's big booming vocals. Also, that drum is pretty awesome. But seriously, what the heck is this video? It's supposed to be like Beanie Baby Pokemon battles? I don't really get it. It's kind of confusing. Unfortunately, due to the rampant success of this song, Imagine Dragons in their later albums did nothing but try to remake Radioactive and make big booming anthems. Because if it ain't broke, shove it down our throats until we hate it. Can nobody hear me? This song is also quite different from a lot of Imagine Dragons' newer output. The song has a double meaning about a fatal relationship and also has feelings of depression and wanting to die. Yeah, I don't know if that song would be as good for a car commercial as a lot of their newer stuff. Maybe if I fall asleep, I won't breathe right. It's a solid song that delves into some of the darker feelings that the lead singer has in his own head. Again, something that's missing in a lot of their newer singles. I will admit that the lyrics can kind of seem a bit melodramatic at times and pretty surface level when it comes to songs about depression. There's definitely better songs written about depression, but I think this one's still pretty solid. When the days are cold and the cards all fold. I know a popular critic that happens to hide in the shadows made a negative review about this song, but I don't care, this is my show. I think Demons is another good song that has a fair amount of depth to it. I mean, it's not a Shakespeare level tragedy, but not many pop songs are. I think there are a fair amount of decent metaphors and it sounds a bit less melodramatic than Hear Me. And once again, Dan's voice and passion really sells the song. I think it's a pretty good single. Yes, we finally got undeniable proof that the moon landing was fake. Dan the Waterman would be so proud.
My name is Dan Glatman. I work as Dan the Waterman in the drinking water filtration industry and a truth seeker.
This one is simple, but really fun. The feeling of elation is really well delivered in this song. I'd like to think of the song as maybe like a less annoying version of Happy by Pharrell. It gets the point across without trying to cram smiles and rainbows down your throat. It has fun instrumentals and that clapping is darn near infectious. Dan's vocals sound passionate without being overbearing. All in all, it's just a pretty decent feel-good song. A monster, I've turned into a monster. Apparently this song was used to promote some iOS game called Infinity Blade 3. So that's pretty cool, I guess. There seems to be more of an emphasis of making the song an anthem than really making a well-written song. It's about a guy that has inner turmoil that he's trying to fight and can't let anyone get close to him because of it. Hey, wait a minute. This is just demons again. Not only is this song a retread, it's also the beginning of a trend where the title of the song is repeated in the song itself ad nauseum. A trend which would become the norm in many, many other songs. The song isn't awful, but it's so generic that I really don't find much to say about it. So this song was used on the soundtrack of one of those god-awful Transformer movies. Off to a good start, I see. To start off, this song has an annoyingly long intro that's almost a full minute long. Come to think of it, there's actually a bunch of things in this song that make it really annoying. It seems like they were gonna go with something more acoustic, but then decide to bang you over the head with percussion. And my god, what happened to Dan's vocals? I don't know if it's an auto-tune issue or he's just not used to singing that high, but it's just not pleasant to listen to. This song also insists on beating you over the head with as many annoying sounds as it possibly can. I really don't like this song and I don't want to hear it again ever. So this song was used on the soundtrack of one of those Divergent movies. God, is there any song on this album that wasn't attached to some other piece of media? There really isn't much to say here. The chorus has kind of that booming quality and there's a cool guitar solo. It has instrumentals that are a bit more calming during the verses. It's amazing that a song this loud can evoke such little response from me. Hey, did you guys know that Imagine Dragons make songs that sound more like they belong in a car commercial than in a rock album? Yeah, as far as car jingles go, this one's okay. It has instrumentals that are a bit more calming during the verses, but then just explode for the chorus. But not in an annoying way like some of the other Imagine Dragons songs. It also has a pretty cool use of banjo mixed with guitar. A decent song that doesn't really overstay its welcome and has a catchy chorus. Can anyone explain what this sound is? Anyone at all? No? Okay. The message of the song has a decent concept. It's about not knowing who to trust when you get famous. But this song suffers in the same way that the song Battle Cry does. And by that I mean it's really annoying. The instrumentals seem to have more emotion than Dan Reynolds' own vocals. And they seem to overtake the song. Not the worst, but certainly not one of their best songs. No, silly. Not that shots. This song, while not a masterpiece, is actually a fine song. It has some nice energy without trying to be an overly loud anthem. It has some very nice guitar work. Dan Reynolds' vocals aren't too dramatic. It's simple without being too basic. It's a solid song. I'm going back to my roots, another day, another door, another high. Wow, what a nothing of a song, Jesus. There's just so little I have to say here. The instrumental is boring. There's some really annoying electronic elements. It's one of the most lyrically shallow songs that was made by Imagine Dragons up to this point, and Dan Reynolds sounds like he's on tranquilizers. It's funny that a song that talks about going back to their roots sounds nothing like their indie alternative roots. I was me. This one's actually a bit of a lesser known song because it was released for the UN Refugee Agency to help a lot of the refugees that were escaping from the Middle East during the time. This song definitely feels a bit more sweeter and genuine than some of their other singles. It's a bare bones acoustic track that speaks about not feeling like yourself. It seems like Imagine Dragons keeps going back to that concept. And it's not really a complex song, but it seems pretty heartfelt and genuinely kind of solid. I'm just a sucker for pain. The song is listed as an Imagine Dragons single, even though it only features Dan Reynolds singing in the chorus. There's just very little for me to say here. The beat is super bland and generic. None of the rap verses are memorable except for some of the really stupid parts. Eating peanut butter and jellyfishes on toast. And the only reason people even remember the song is because of the chorus. Also, why is the lead singer of the X Ambassadors here? Got me begging. He sings at the tail end for only 15 seconds. He adds nothing and it seems like they just tacked him on at the last minute. Apparently this song was part of the soundtrack for the movie Passengers. Oh, son of a! The song sounds like the producers really wanted to get Coldplay for the album, but for whatever reason they couldn't, and at the last minute they just grabbed Imagine Dragons. You can hear Dan Reynolds doing his best Chris Martin impression.
You're my shooting star, you make my heart sing.
I mean, give them credit, they made a spacey sounding song to match a movie that was about space. The instrumentals and the lyrics both convey themes of being otherworldly and spacey. Also, this just kind of feels like one of the laziest songs Imagine Dragons has put out, with most of the lyrics being la 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 and oh 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 oh, and then repeating the word levitate over and over. It's not as annoying as some of Imagine Dragons' other songs, but it's really, really bland. Although if you want a good spacey sounding song with soothing vocals, I'd recommend Midnight by Coldplay. It's a pretty good song. This song seems to be the prime example of what one could point to when they use the phrase, Imagine Dragons makes nothing but generic stadium rock. As much as Dan wants to scream the lyrics, I really just feel nothing from this song. It's amazing how the instrumentals can be both overly dramatic and lifeless at the same time. It always seems like Imagine Dragons have some interesting concepts for songs, but always go nowhere with it. I mean, the feeling of pain being such a visceral experience that it makes you more of a spiritual person, that's an interesting concept. Please do something cool with it. No, do you just want to make generic car commercial rock? Okay, I guess.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
I absolutely despise this song. There's absolutely nothing I like about this song. Dan Reynolds sounds like they dragged him out of bed at 6 in the morning to go record. The writing is just laughably bad. The pre-chorus, the chorus, and the bridge are almost exactly the same lyrics. The instrumentals are almost non-existent, and my god, what in Sam Hill is this?
Thunder, thunder, thunder.
Who approved that? You need to get fired. Whoever approved that, you're gone. You leave. Go! It's like they took various annoying elements from some of their other songs and just crammed it all into one song. I hate the song and I never want to hear it again.
Whatever it takes, 'cause I love the adrenaline in my veins.
Guys, I'm running out of ways to say that these songs are bland. Let's see here. Dan Reynolds tries rapping to make it sound a little bit different.
Falling too fast to prepare for this. Tripping in the world could be dangerous. Everybody circling his vultures.
Alright, I'll just go. Did too many people just tell Dan that his voice was too loud and so he decided to sing like he just got out of a coma for the rest of his career?
I do whatever it takes, 'cause I love how it feels when I break the chain.
This song's one of the few that can actually really use some of that booming Dan Reynolds vocal style. As is, I guess it's just another Imagine Dragons song I'm gonna forget.
Still I find you next to me.
A song with sweet lyrics, a very soothing acoustic guitar, and Dan Reynolds sounding like he actually got a good night's rest? What could possibly go wrong? Oh, I don't know. How about a giant thud every few seconds during the song? This song is just such wasted potential. We could have had a surprisingly genuine and nice song from Imagine Dragons, but it feels like someone in the studio was just like, yeah, no, it's nice and all, but like, I don't know, all your other songs sound like generic car anthems with the big booming sound. Why don't we make this song like those? They were so close to being good. So close. I don't really have much to say about this song. It's by the numbers EDM that we already have way too much of and doesn't sound any different from the million other DJs that collaborate with popular artists. Next.
'Cause you're a natural, I beat it hard as stone. You gotta be so cold.
So I was looking up the lyrics for this song on Genius.com and they talk about how the lyrics about divorce, faith, disability, and I just get absolutely none of that from this song. It's just another song that sounds like a car commercial and tries to slap you in the face with its epicness. Dan seems to really give it all with his vocals, but only on songs where the instrumentals don't match it. It's really weird.
Hello, let me tell you what it's like to be a 0-0.
Hey, what's wrong?
I'm questioning my sanity.
Why?
Because I like a recent Imagine Dragons song. So yeah, I like this song. a fair amount actually. The instrumentals are fast and upbeat, which is a stark contrast from the singles from the past few years. It has some decent lyrics about feeling empty and not feeling good enough. It sounds so different from their other songs that I was kind of shocked when I first heard it. It's genuinely a solid, upbeat, but also kind of depressing song. Oh yeah, and it's from the soundtrack of Wreck-It Ralph 2. Oh, come on! And we're right back to garbage. Why do all of the worst Imagine Dragons songs have a loud thud just randomly jammed into the song? This is another one of those Imagine Dragons songs that just assaults your ears with as many annoying sounds as it possibly can until you want to bash your head against a wall. This song is such a mess, and it doesn't know what it wants to be. Does it want to be an homage to experimental acid rock? Does it want to be your standard Imagine Dragons song? Does it want to be We Will Rock You by Queen? It tries to be everything and ends up being nothing.
But I'm a bad liar, bad liar.
I think this song is actually pretty decently written and sung pretty well. Dan puts the right amount of emotion and the right inflections on the right lyrics, and it comes across as pretty genuine. Probably because this song is about his own divorce. My main problem actually comes with the production of the song. The EDM elements don't really match the intensity of the lyrics. And the beat just really seems lifeless and generic.
This year I'm a man of 3 fears.
Close, but just missed the mark of being good.
Birds fly in different directions.
I really like the imagery of birds flying in different directions to represent a couple going their separate ways. I do think it's one of the better written songs by Imagine Dragons. The main drawback is that the production and the instruments just sound too much like other Imagine Dragons songs. There really is just nothing to make this one stand out. It's just another Imagine Dragons songs, but the only thing to make it different is just that it has a few cool concepts. There just really isn't much to say with this one. Wow, that was a lot of mediocrity. So do I think Imagine Dragons is the worst band in the world? Not exactly. There are definitely way worse bands out there. What I do think about Imagine Dragons, especially in the more recent years, is that they're the most consistently mediocre band. They're constantly putting out really bland and generic songs that sound like they belong in commercials. They actually started off as a promising indie alt-rock band with a pretty unique sound, but then decided to go for more of that generic radio rock sound because, well, I mean, look how the songs chart. It's a shame because I actually really used to call myself a fan of Imagine Dragons. Hopefully they can experiment more with different sounds and maybe even go back to their roots from their first album. Well, if you like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube jazz that the YouTubers always say. And I'm gonna go wash my ears out with some Blink-182 to drown out all of this genericness. And I'll see you guys later. Also, at the end of this video, I just wanted to talk about, everything that's going on in the world right now. I hope everyone's staying safe, and I know it's really, really hard right now. It's really hard for me. I'm out of work right now, so I know it's really, really hard for a lot of people. But, I make these videos just to kind of, put out something that take your mind off of all the stuff that's going on right now. And I really do appreciate people who are watching, and I hope that more people watch and stuff like that, So make sure you guys are staying safe out there, and make sure you're washing your hands and all that stuff. And thanks for watching.